there is no logic, but there's a lot of magic, that I have seen something a little bit more scarier than this, which is hunger. That because of me, his children are going to school. Next year, we got the Guinness World Record for feeding the highest number of community meals. I just saw the AV carefully, how much I was frowning in the kitchens. I think it's because when I tell my boys to go right, they will go left. So that is the kind of team I'm having. And all the food ATM outlets are based only in industrial areas where we are surrounded by at least a few thousands of workers. And the only shouts that you ever hear is my voice. So I'm the only woman there, and I keep shouting all the time. So that was the AV. I remember a few weeks ago, a journalist asked me while I was in Sharjah, and we were distributing meals to 8,000 of one of our labor camps. So he had visited the kitchens, and when he saw me among so many men, and because it was food, there was anxiety, there was a bit of pushing around, shouting, everything was happening. So he asked me, "Isn't this scary, Aisha?" So I told him that I have seen something a little bit more scarier than this, which is hunger. I have lived many years where I had to choose between books or food while I was graduating. That was when I was doing my computer engineering, as it was called those days. We had lost our dad, and I had to support my education, my brother's education. So after graduating, I get a job in India in BSNL, and I start working in 6 states of India, which makes me a familiar face or a familiar person there. When UAE had to launch DO, the telecom operator, those days it was only Etisalat, they wanted to get the best telecom experts from around the world. So 60 of us were selected. I was one of them. When I come to UAE, I was pleasantly surprised to see so many nationalities here. Being from Gujarat, Ahmedabad, I had not seen anybody beyond Gujaratis. So I wasn't used to seeing so many nationalities, and people were so skilled and so talented. So I wanted to prove that I'm also good. I'm also one of the best. That's why I was chosen. So I wanted to perform better than myself or my yesterday's version today. And my stress buster was cooking. Not that I knew anything, but from the internet, I would see the glamorous recipes at the end of the day. Whatever looked good, I would start making it at home. And over a period of time, my fridge used to get stacked up with a lot of food. I didn't know what to do with it. And being on Sheikh Zayed Road, those were the days when I was working for Do Launch Project, I had a lot of laborers, the drivers, gardeners, cleaners. I thought they are the right audience. Let me request them to take this experimental food of mine. And to my pleasant surprise, they were so kind. They would appreciate my food every day. Over a period of 2 to 3 months, I started getting the feeler that I'm a great cook. And then all the stress at my work started melting off, because now I was going to work just to get those appreciations. And every day of mine was special. And then I come to know, one of the cleaners come and tell me that because of me, his children are going to school. That was a big shock, because now I was playing a role in many people's lives without even intending for that. And I became guilty. Nothing more than guilt overcame me, because I wasn't doing it for them. It was just me, my success, my family, just me. Then I started learning what a meal could be for all those people who do physically intensive tasks like cleaners. They work in difficult weather conditions. I slowly started making meals which would be tummy filling. I started shopping in the weekends to cook the whole week for them. Like that, I started feeding around 12 to 15 people every day, 2 meals a day, thereby saving 60 meals a month for each of them for 12 years, and that gave me a lot of confidence. It was just a personal pursuit, nothing beyond that. Then after Do got launched, I was in RTA, then I was in municipality, and by that time I got so confident that I walked up to the Ministry of Economic Development departments and I said, let's make a food center where many Aishas can come and keep food, meals, and anybody who needs it can go and take it. That way we'll be able to help so many people. They said, good, very good idea, but you can't do it. You can't start feeding people the way you think it is. Instead, you'll have to make a brand of your own. You'll have to have kitchens of your own. This is food industry. It has certain standards, we have to follow all that. And that's when you make it. So I go to them with a lot of enthusiasm. I come back with long list, pages full of requirements to meet the food industry of UAE. One thing I understood is I have no knowledge because I was from telecom, IT industry, and I didn't know what is food industry at all. So all I could understand is I need to have money. Like a good Indian, we all Indians make money in UAE, and in India we'll go buy land, we'll buy apartments, we will lease it, we'll make villas. I also did that. Now when I wanted money, I went back to India to sell all that. So the old ladies in the family, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, all the in-laws and all the ladies take me into a majlis and ask me, what are you exactly going to do? So I was so hyper excited. I said, see, there are people from 200 countries, laborers, I'm going to feed all of them. Yeah. So they said, are you listening to yourself? Who sells their own house to feed people from 200 countries? How are they related to you? I knew they were asking the right question, but I didn't have an answer. So I said, let me not talk to them. Better, let me do what I want to do, because I wasn't able to explain what I want to do. So I sold all of that, brought the money back to UAE, and launched Food ATM. 2019, I get the first trade license. When I get the trade license, I assume that everything is okay, but no, I fail for the full year, 2019. We get no business, we get no work at all. And 2020 comes up with pandemic, shutdowns and closures. Because of that, all the doors that I had knocked and never opened or shut on my face now came looking for me, because they wanted their laborers to stay in the country. They didn't know when the shutdowns will be open, when the airlines will be back. So to get all the laborers back to the country with new visas, labor accommodation would be very difficult. So now they were looking for us. And after that, there was no looking back. Food ATM grew. Next year, we got the Guinness World Record for feeding the highest number of community meals. Thank you. And the next year again, 2021-22, the project is part of United Nations Global Compact. I'm on the board of directors of United Nations Global Compact UAE for labor. Now, if anybody asks me food security from 50 fils to 3 dirham for more than 60,000 people every day, how does a business survive? I tell them the truth. Look, God has kept the door open and He runs the show. In 50 fils to 3 dirham, I don't know how the business works. There is no logic, but there's a lot of magic. All the blessings of all those lesser privileged people whom we feed every day is why I'm standing here today. So we are in Ajman, Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, and very recently in Abu Dhabi also. I request everyone who's listening to me to please come to us once in a month. Take 30 minutes time out. We all give food in Ramadan, but there is hunger that strikes beyond Ramadan. Please come to us. Take 30 minutes out. And let us also have in our monthly plan to do some social impact, not very huge. Maybe our children will get inspired by what we do. Maybe that will make them better human beings. And let's make the world a better place together. Thank you.